guys, for this gnome, we're going to use a scented pine cone. You can get these at Michael's. They're cinnamon scented, or if you want to stay around till the end of the video, I'm going to show you exactly how to scent your own. Okay, let's get started. What we're going to need is a scented pine cone, some stretchy fabric, some quilt batting, a pom-pom, a bead for the nose, some pipe cleaner, some faux fur, an embellishment for the hat, some plush fleece, and some jute to hang it. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you how to measure your pine cone so that you get your hat the right size. I'm going to take my tape measure and go right through the center of it and loosely wrap it around there, and it comes to 10.5 inches. So I'm going to add an inch and cut my fabric at 11.5 inches. Then on the length, we're going to double it. My pine cone is 5 inches, so I'm going to cut my fabric at 10 inches. So I'm going to cut my fabric at 10 by 11.5. Then I'm going to lay my pine cone on there. I'm going to cut from the halfway point of the pine cone up to the tip, and that's going to be our hat. Then I'm going to turn it right sides together and glue it all the way up, starting at the bottom, and then glue all the way up to the tip. Okay, then while that dries, we're going to cut our faux fur. We're going to cut it at 3 inches by 2.5 inches. And I'm just going to draw a U around the shape there so I can get it straight. Then we're going to come behind the faux fur only, cutting behind the faux fur all the way around in that U shape. And then take your comb and comb out the excess fur. Then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to pull my hat right side out. And then I'm going to put my pliers up in there and just go ahead and push that point on through. Okay, we're going to set that aside, and we're going to take our 3 pipe cleaners, and we're going to attach them at 2 inches from the bottom, and we're going to attach those to our pine cone. So we're just going to wrap those around the pine cone in 3 different locations, and then we're going to come back in and we're going to hot glue them down. And then we're going to take it and lay it next to our hat and find our middle point. And from there, we are going to take the top part of our pipe cleaner and bend it down 1/2 inch from the tip, twist them, and then we're going to glue those flat. And that way you have a nice blunt tip at the top and you won't poke a hole in your fabric. Okay, then we're going to come down 2 inches from the top of the pine cone, and we're going to attach our beard. Now, if your pine cone is not 5 inches and it's smaller, you might want to come down just a little bit less. Just kind of, try your hat on and put your beard where you think you want to have it, but on a 5 inch, 2 inches down from the top is perfect. Then we're going to go ahead and flip that back on the front after we get it straight, and just glue it straight down to the pine cone. Then we're going to separate at the top edge. So come back onto each side so we can get to the backing on the fur, and we're going to attach our pom-pom right there at the tip. Just attach a bunch of glue there and then attach your pom-pom. Then we're going to take some quilt batting, and this is 3 1/4 by 7 inches. We're just going to fold it straight over on the 7-inch side, and we're going to attach it just above the beard, just to give it a little bit more fullness in the hat when we get the hat put on. And then just kind of diagonal it back, and then our hat will cover that up. So just don't diagonal it way back, but just kind of lightly diagonal back. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and attach our hat, pull it on down, and we're going to pull it all the way down in the back, covering up all of that quilt batting. Just make sure it's all covered up real good. And then we're going to start gluing it in. So just turn it over on the back, starting at the back, and glue that down. Now that the pine cones adhere to the hot glue real well, so you don't have to put too much hot glue. Just get both sides. And then we're going to attach the tip of the hat to the nose, and we're going to bend it back a little bit and attach the hat to the batting, the quilt batting. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take our plush fleece, and this is a 2 inch by 12 inches. So add an extra inch to whatever size you do your pattern for the trim. And we're going to go ahead and fold it where the middles meet. Do not overlap it. Just get them glued in there real good, and then glue down that one side, so fold it over 1/2 inch, and that's going to help finish out our, trim it out nice on the back. Then find your center point, go ahead and put some glue down the center, and attach it. Just make sure that you are covering up the edge. Now stretch it as you go. You want to make sure you stretch it, and that's what's going to make it nice and flush, and it'll hold all that together real good. Then you won't see any of that fabric from the hat underneath it. But just go ahead and pull it, and then go ahead and make sure that the part that you folded over is on top when you get finished. Turn it over. We're going to go ahead and attach a little embellishment. I got these at Michael's. It's just a little wreath. We're just attaching it right there to his hat. Then take his hat, fold it over, bend it over, add a dollop of glue to the tip, and we're going to put a pom-pom on there. Then we're going to find one of the pipe cleaners, push it to the middle of the hat, and we're going to tie a 12-inch piece of jute into a knot to make a loop, and then pull it on in there, find the loop, and then we are going to sew that to the pipe cleaner. So just go under that pipe cleaner and over that jute. Probably about 4 stitches will hold it. And then just tie that off. And there you have it, a cute little pinecone scented gnome. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see future videos, hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified when I have another video, hit the bell. But make sure you make a lot of them because all your friends will want one. And if you want to stick around to see how I scented the pinecones, I'll show you that here in just a second. Okay, cover your cookie sheet with aluminum foil. Clean all the debris off of them. Then we're going to bake them in the oven at 200 degrees for 30 minutes just to get the bugs off. And then we are going to put them in a Ziploc bag. And then I'm going to use a cinnamon essential oil, and I'm going to put 25 drops in the bag. I got that on Amazon. And then you are just going to seal that bag up and then just kind of lightly shake it and keep them in there for about 2 days, kind of, rotating them around and shaking the bag around. And then they'll be ready to go. Pretty easy. Scented pine cones, and they smell amazing. All right, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.